Siamo qui con Parov Stelar al Groove Village. Questa sera è un gigantesco show, molto lungo perché ci sono due opening act e poi ci sarà una band straordinaria sul nostro palco. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, I'm fine, thank you.
You've been to the pool, you spent your day here?
Yes, it was a funny and nice relaxed afternoon.
Okay, cool. So you've been to the best venues and best festivals all around the world. Your Burning Spider tour is going on. You've been for months on the street and on the stages all around the world. So what should we expect for tonight?
Well, I think first of all we will have a huge party. I think that's the main goal that we are looking for. But what we always say is party with quality. So I'm curious.
Ok, allora è stato qui oggi, è andato in piscina, ha fatto il bagno, hanno fatto un soundcheck molto interessante. Gli ho chiesto che cosa è stato in giro per tutto il mondo con il suo Burning Spider Tour, nei migliori festival, nelle migliori venues in giro per il mondo, e gli ho chiesto che cosa ci si può aspettare da questa sera, e lui dice che sarà una grande festa, è molto curioso. Io ho sentito il soundcheck e posso assicurare che sarà un grandissimo spettacolo. What inspirations and influences have contributed to your Burning Spider album? This is quite different from what happened before.
Well, that's right, and honestly I finished the album 1 year ago. And I was happy with it. It was a good Parov Stelar album, but I took it and put it in the garbage because I wasn't 100% satisfied. Because there's inner feeling that tells me all the time, Marcus, it's time to follow new and different ways. And then I heard the song of Lightning Hopkins, Mojo Hand, and that was the starting point for something new. And I said, okay, be brave enough as an artist and bring something completely new. And don't worry if the people don't like it, I have to. Okay. So I'm more than happy and lucky that people, we got such a great response for it, because I was really nervous. And if you bring something new that people expect, you don't know what to expect.
Quindi il punto di svolta è stato un brano di Anthony Hopkins. Gli ho chiesto a proposito di questo nuovo Burning Spider, questo nuovo album che è molto diverso rispetto al passato. Lui mi ha detto che aveva fatto delle cose che ha lasciato da parte, ma poi questo brano è stato il punto di svolta che l'ha spinto a creare qualcosa di completamente nuovo e completamente diverso. You are pretty linked to the city, to Torino, because your name came out in Torino, and one of the first huge gigs was in Torino. So where does your name came out, and what's your story with Torino?
Well, I wouldn't say that it was a huge gig, but it was my first international gig I did as Parov Stelar outside of my home country. And I remember, I think it's now 10-12 years ago, and I remember I was so nervous because I've never played outside of Austria, but it was really nice. And there's one memory. There was one guy, I think he was in his 70s, dressed in suit, really a gentleman. He looked like James Bond, and after the show he came and said, Parov, that was a great night. And that is the reason I dedicated my next EP these times to this wonderful city called A Night in Torino.
Allora, lui è legato alla città di Torino perché il suo primo, come dire, la sua prima serata internazionale fuori dall'Austria è stata in un locale di Torino, ed è lì che si è chiamato per la prima volta Parov Stelar, e si ricorda questo ricordo di una persona vestita come James Bond molto molto bene, che è andata a fargli i complimenti, per cui è un ottimo ricordo, è una cosa che è successa quasi 12 anni fa. You have a good link with art, figure art, and I saw your album covers, and your what you do on the stage is art as well, because you have lots of videos and it's not only music. You have a huge band. It's a DJ set, it's a band show, but it's also a video show. So what's your link with art, and what's the link between the music and the art?
Well, I grew up my mother is painter, and so I grew up with art and music. And then later on, I studied design and graphic design. I worked as a painter as well. So for me, the project Parov Stelar was much more than just music. I always want to combine it with the different ways of expression. And I think even a live show is much more than just listening. This is watching. You have to see the people sweating, working, and you instantly see how the music comes together. And I think this is a significant part in my work, because in these times we're living now, everything is MP3 digitalism, and nobody knows the artist. Everybody knows the song, but nobody knows the artist. So for me, this is one way to give a face to a project, not just have one song.
Ok, allora gli ho chiesto il suo link con l'arte, perché se si guardano le cover dei suoi album, se si guardano i suoi show, che non sono solo un DJ set più una band, ma c'è un visual show pazzesco, e quindi lui dice che questo è il modo per dare un viso, un'identità non solo musicale o tecnologica all'artista e a quello che succede sul palco. Spesso la gente sente semplicemente un brano in radio ma non collega, e in questo caso lui peraltro è figlio di una pittrice, ha studiato design, ha dipinto lui stesso, per cui insomma ha un grosso link con l'arte. The last question is about your audience, the relationship and the feelings you exchange with your audience all around the world. You've been to the huge festivals and to the most classy venues, so I guess there's differences between the audience you have met in your career.
Honestly, I don't see the huge differences. So sometimes you don't know where you are. And let's say at the beginning of my career, they say, okay, if you go to the north, people are more quiet. If you go to the south, they're more emotional. But that's not true, because we had fantastic shows in Russia and they were really emotional. And the same in Spain, in Barcelona, 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago. So I have to say, music does not care about borders, and that's the same what my experience told me, that if you got the key to the people, everybody has emotions, and it's just the way you get it out of the people. And I think this music fits perfectly, so I don't see any differences between the countries.
Ok, allora gli ho chiesto la sua relazione con il pubblico. Lui ha suonato nei più grossi festival o in venue molto magari eleganti, piccole, eccetera. Lui dice che in realtà non c'è differenza fra il tipo di venue, ma soprattutto fra i paesi, cioè quando si dice che a nord sono più freddi, a sud sono più caldi, non è assolutamente vero. Nel momento in cui tu hai quella chiave per cui arrivi al pubblico, ovunque tu sia e in qualsiasi modo, riesci ad arrivare e a fare questo passaggio di emozioni. I thank you very very much. So
Grazie.
we expect a huge show for tonight, and welcome here, and thank you for everything.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.